6 down, 6 to go. But before we can start that second half of 2023, we got to talk about June. Hey, what's up, bookworms? Mike back with another monthly wrap-up, this time for June of 2023. A very, very fun and exciting month. Had lots of new things enter and exit the TBR. We're going to talk about all of those today. And guys, that begins, like always, we're talking about what did I read in the month of June. Well, I read 5 novels, 2 novellas, and 2 that are in progress. Now, the 2 in progress, Gone with the Wind and Dragon Keeper, those are July reads, so I'm not really going to kind of consider them here, but I'll be finishing them in July, so they will be up for the discussion for next month's video. So let's go ahead and talk about the 5 and the 2 that I did read this month. Well, The Will of the Many by James Islington is what I kicked off the month with. I was very, very excited because I did love the Lycanius trilogy. So the follow-up to that was something that was going to have my interest regardless. And what I found was I found a very, very entertaining book. And it had some things that I wasn't quite sure about. But I feel like that's kind of always the way with a James Islington book is like, well, I need to see how he sticks the landing. And obviously I only have one out of the, actually I thought it was going to be a trilogy. But apparently it is going to be, he's not limiting himself to a trilogy. Let's put it that way. It hasn't been actually announced how many books the series is going to be, but it's one of those things where I say I got part 1, so I need to see how he's going to stick the landing with this. But I enjoyed the book a lot. I just didn't think it was like this earth-shattering game changer that a lot of my peers did, but that didn't take away how much I did really enjoy the book. Next up, Lightbringer by Pierce Brown. I did get my review copy. Now, usually in an instance like this, I wouldn't count it because it's not available to the public yet, but I don't want to go ahead and just hold it till July, and then, it's up against some other book that might be deserving of a little more acclaim next month. So I went ahead and I'm going to count it for the month of June since I did finish it. Absolutely wonderful, guys. I got lots of great things to say about it, but you got to wait until release day to hear me talk about them because I don't want to spoil anything for you. Just know I was very happy. Next up, guys, we have The Exile by Ryan Cahill. This was a novella set between books number 2 and 3 of The Bound and the Broken, and this gets to tell you the backstory for Dain Atiris and finding out how he got exiled. And guys, this blew my socks off. I was not expecting a novella to be my favorite thing set within The Bound and the Broken so far, but it absolutely was. It gave me this awesome team up in there that I had no idea I wanted, but now I want more of it. I love this team up that he has in this book. It's such an awesome relationship to me. Something that I love that he does is he will have a male and a female companion, and there is absolutely no love undertones there. You feel like you can see that they are just friends, and that can happen, guys. I know it's hard for some to believe, but it's just such an awesome partnership, and I really, really did love it. And I am very much House Atiris the rest of the way for the story. So it was a character that I really, really liked in Of Darkness and Light, and I felt like I got that fleshed out in The Exile. Absolutely awesome. It's just a ripper, man. You're going to get through this little novella here really, really quick. I read it in about a day. It was just so good. I could not stop turning the pages. Then I got Red Sister by Mark Lawrence, which was kind of a letdown for me. And I think that's more of a frustration kind of letdown. And I feel like this is an author that should be clicking for me. Just not. I've read 4 Mark Lawrence books now, and I feel like it's just never going to happen for me. And I think sometimes you just got to accept, I think that's a pretty good sample size. Maybe an author just isn't for you. Not taking away from Mark Lawrence's talent at all as an author. I think he's very talented. There's just something that's not working there for me. I wanted to really love these characters in the Book of the Ancestor, and just besides Nona and Abbess Glass, I wasn't really feeling it, at all. So it's a miss for me, and it's sad because I was really excited to be buddy reading that with somebody, and I don't think it's going to be continuing. Then a pair of Expanse books here. While the novella is The Churn, which is Amos's backstory for before we get to Cibola Burn, which is book number 4 of the Expanse. I'm doing one of those a month through the end of this year. I enjoyed both of these quite a bit. I think Abaddon's Gate, I was like, I liked it, didn't love it. It was the first Expanse book I said I didn't love. I liked a lot of the things that happened in it. But I feel like the POV focus was way off in that one. It gave me 2 POV characters I didn't really like, whereas this, I feel like it fixes all that. I really like the POV characters. I like the villain. I like the new character Elvie a lot. I thought that it had a lot of neat ideas. I like anytime you're kind of exploring new worlds and there's ancient civilizations to go through and things like that. And it did see the end of one major character arc. I think it's been going since the end of the first book, and it was very satisfying. But it leaves it open to say that the Expanse is heading towards a new direction, and I'm excited to see where that goes, because pretty soon I'm going to pass where I watched on the TV show, and I'm excited to get into some of that unknown territory. And last up, guys, Scythe by Neil Shusterman. This is the first book in Arc of a Scythe, and it's one of those where I just said, I got a couple days before the end of the month, what do I want to read? And I went ahead and went with that, and I'm very happy that I did, because guys, this book was a banger. I mean, I could not put it down. In fact, I didn't put it down. I read it in a day. Well, not a day, about a 24-hour time, because I did go to sleep and then picked it up and finished it in the morning. But yeah, what a great idea. I love the idea and the moral questions and dilemmas that this book presents. It very much made me think of The Giver, which I read recently by Lois Lowry. I feel like it kind of expands off some of those ideas and what we would face as humanity if we have conquered death. How will we handle population control and things like that? I think it's one of those books that makes you, it's thought-provoking. It'll make you ask some questions. But I feel like as far as YA goes, yeah, it's very approachable. I feel like to that age, but it's a really great story. And it doesn't have those things about YA that I do not like. And that's something I hope he maintains in the sequels, which I'm very, very excited to read. But guys, that takes me to the big question. What is my book of the month? I feel like if you guys watch this channel at all, this is not going to be a shock to you. I thought about the Exile. I thought about Scythe. But guys, it's been 4 years. I've been waiting for a new Red Rising book. Are you really shocked that this is my book of the month? And again, like I said, I hate to do this because it's a book that's not even out yet. But again, I don't want to, hinder something that might actually be coming up in July. That's an absolutely amazing book. I wanted to give this one the credit that it deserves now. And like I said, I can't talk too much about it because I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. But what I want you to know is that expectations were met. I think that I had a certain set of expectations. There was things I wanted to see. There were character fates that wanted resolved. You got those things. I got more of the characters that I wanted. I got team-ups that I've been waiting to see for a long time. It gave me things I've been holding out hope to see since probably Golden Sun, So, I mean, I'm very excited with what he went with this. The action is probably the best it's ever been in the series. It has some duels that are without a doubt my favorite so far. It has space battles that are just absolutely incredible. So I think the guy just continues to level up as a writer, and his character work continues to just be amazing. And that means the way that he's able to punch you in the heart. That's going to be in here as well. So it's kind of that thing I had when I read Battleground by Jim Butcher, where so many crazy things happen in that book, and I wasn't allowed to talk about it. Thankfully, with this, I only got to wait about 3 weeks before I can talk to you guys about it. Where Battleground, I had like 3 months before I could talk about it. But yes, this absolutely met every expectation that I had. I think you guys are going to love it. If you haven't liked, Iron Gold and Dark Age yet, this book isn't going to change your mind because it's really a lot more in that same vein of the style that he's telling the story. I don't want to give away any surprises, so I can't even tell you anything about the POV characters. But there is something that was really surprising to me, let's put it that way, with a POV choice that he made in this book. And we'll talk about that here in about 3 weeks when my review does drop for it. The plan is for release day to have that review drop on the channel, and then me and the fine folks at Howler Pod are going to get together after they've had a chance to read it and decompress from it a little bit, and we will do our spoiler talk for it. So looking forward to that. But yes, guys, it's a great time to be a Howler. We are on the cusp of the final Red Rising book here, hopefully within the next year or two, and the setup's been great. I can't wait to talk more about it. But yes, book of the month without a doubt. June of 2023 is Lightbringer by Pierce Brown. The series continues to be one of my favorites out there, and I can't wait to tell you more. How about something that I can tell you about, guys? That is channel growth. Did see some little bit of a bump this month. And I think anytime that you do a video like your top 10 books of all time, it's going to put a lot of new eyes on the channel. So I expected a little bit of growth, a little bit more than I expected, but I'm obviously happy with that. 2,148 new subscribers. That's up 772 from May. So that's that. If you've been watching a long time, that's the one number that's been going down every month has been subscribers, whereas everything else is going up, which is good as a content creator. But it's nice to see new folks still popping onto the channel. I hope you guys will stick around. It's lovely to have you here. 420,000 views. That is also up 43,000 from May, and then 73,000 hours watched. That's up 3,000 from May. So again, guys, as a content creator, what you want to see: views, engagement, watch time. That's the things you want to see the green arrows of. Thankfully, I had all three this month, and so it put me back on that trajectory of saying, hey, maybe we can hit 100,000 this year. So it's very exciting times, guys, on the channel. Very, very good month for new eyes on the channel, new visitors. And again, I hope you guys are enjoying the community, and you will stick around because I'd love to have you here. If you want to make this channel home base, man, it is very much a welcome idea. I would love for you to embrace. How about my most popular content for the month? Obviously, I just kind of talked about what the big one was, but 14 videos, 1 short, and 4 live streams this month. I'm enjoying doing my live stream, guys. I'm loving getting to talk with other creators and authors and things like that. It's been a real blast for me. So I've been trying to get those, keeping about 1 a week, but I'm so glad that we have been doing those recently. But top 10 books of all time, obviously, that's a video people have been asking me to make for 4 years now, and I finally did it. 70,000 views, obviously. That's been very, very successful. And I'm very happy that the feedback in there has been mostly positive. Only a few gripes, books are too popular, authors that are problematic, things like that. The usual stuff, or mostly, I can't believe you didn't have this on there. Probably the biggest one is, as much as you love Red Rising, I can't believe you didn't have a Red Rising book on there. I was like, when you're talking about top 10, you're talking about the best of the best. It's really, really hard to do that. And then I don't count Lord of the Rings as one book. That was a big kind of talking point in the comments. But again, a lot of engagement. I'm very excited that people did like the video. May 2023 book haul. Don't think there's much more I can tell you about book hauls, guys. People love them. They eat them up. And I love to say thank you to people who send me wonderful stuff and show off some of these new additions that have made their way into my home library. It's always a lot of fun for me to not only say thank you, but also show those things off in case, hey, you're wanting to get it. You want to know what it looks like, what size it is. Do all the spines match? That's always something that us book collectors want to know. Interview with the author, with Ryan Cahill, author of Bound and the Broken. That one has 10,000 views. I think that one was so much fun because I feel like even if you haven't read Bound and the Broken, even if you don't care to read Bound and the Broken, I feel like if you are a young author, self-pub, indie, trying to make your way, you can learn so much from Ryan in that video because he seems to have cracked the code of how to properly market and sell yourself as a self-published author. He's seen a lot of success, and I think he'll give you a lot of great tips there, what to do, what not to do. And you can learn a lot of things. I kind of felt the same thing about the R.A. Salvatore one, that you could learn probably a lot about what he's been talking about. But with Ryan, I feel like with self-pub really being on the rise big time right now, I feel like there's a lot of things you could pick up from Ryan in that conversation. But that's probably one of the longest interview with the authors I've ever. I think me and Jay Kristoff did like 2+ hours, but this one was 3. Me and Ryan talked for 3 hours. So incredible guy, super awesome. He got married this week. Congratulations, Ryan, if you ever do watch this. And then my July TBR, obviously that one's going to get a lot of views. Everybody loves to hear about what you're going to read. 8,000 views on that one. And as you guys know, I have made a list in July that is not statistically possible for me to do if I wasn't taking a vacation at month's end. So that's why I think maybe I can fit all those ambitious plans in there. And then I'm so happy, guys, when a review cracks my top 5 because, I've said book reviews are my least watched videos on the channel that is called Mike's Book Review. So I'm obviously going to keep doing these. And I want to put one out for The Road by Cormac McCarthy because, he left us this month. And so I want to give him some shine. I had planned on talking about The Road a while back, but I think I upset so many people when I didn't like Blood Meridian. The last thing I wanted to do was make a review about The Road, and everybody just talks about Blood Meridian. The Road, I think, is one of the most perfect post-apocalyptic books ever written. I love so many things that he does in there, and I feel like if you're like me and you didn't like Blood Meridian, you can still love The Road, I think. It's something that's just been a formula that's just been copied just ad nauseum in media lately. And it's just an amazing book, guys. You will absolutely love it. I don't see any reason someone would not like that book. If you're into the post-apocalyptic dystopian kind of book, you're going to love everything about it. And I was happy to kind of give the old man a hat tip and say thank you for everything he did. And I'm looking forward to continuing with more Cormac McCarthy. I think we're going to be doing All the Pretty Horses next year. And if I like it enough, I'll continue with that trilogy because I know they are planning something on my Discord. Some of my favorites that maybe didn't get the views, but I kind of want to talk about it. Obviously, another review, The Fall and A Blood and Fire by Ryan Cahill. That was really something that a big question I get is, which one should I read first, The Fall or Blood and Fire? I give my answer in there, as well as a lot of the feedback I got that people were like, oh, no, it's too much like Wheel of Time. And I talk about, it's not like Wheel of Time, guys. It's like traditional fantasy. Wheel of Time borrowed a lot of the things from those traditional fantasy authors as well. And I kind of want to talk about that because I feel like it's exactly the kind of fantasy I've been looking for ever since I finished Faithful and the Fallen. I feel like I've really needed something in this similar spirit, and I'm getting it quite a bit. And also a personal one for me was why dads should read to their kids. That's my Father's Day video. And it's just something that's personally important to me. I think that you really can get just build some real core memories with your kids if you take some time to read to them. And I know that dads, we like to kind of, hey, you know what, that's one less thing I got to do if mom's gung-ho about tackling that. I felt like with reading to my son, it's been a real rewarding experience to me. And there's so many benefits to it, and I kind of talk about in that video what it's been like for me and why I enjoy doing it so much, and I think that you should do it as well. But guys, how about some goals for July? I want to make sure I get caught up on Realm of the Elderlings because I do got to do 2 Rainwild books this month. I'm already in the middle of Dragon Keeper right now, but I got Dragon Haven on there as well, so get caught up so Philip and I can be back on the same page and talking about Centaura and all these interesting new things that are going on in the world of Rainwilds. I'm trying to be positive about it, guys, but what you've heard is true. Let's just leave it at that. I want to make sure that I don't stress trying to get everything prepped before vacation because I feel like a lot of us just go crazy right before vacation. We're taking this one without the kids. That's why I think I'm going to have all this extra reading time. 8 days, you got to cruise, a lot of downtime. I'm going to have plenty of time to read. That's why I have such an ambitious TBR for July. But you can tend to stress yourself out, and then when you get to the vacation, you're just so damn exhausted. So I'm going to make sure that I try not to do that because I do like to record ahead for the channel before I do stuff like that too. So I just kind of stay ahead of my schedule in that regard and just continue to collab with other wonderful content creators out there. I've had a lot of collaborations lately, and I'm just enjoying it so much. I got so many new ones on the horizon. I'm going to be talking to Bookborn. She's going to be my Talk About Nothing for this month. I'm super excited about that one because I think that's it's just going to be a really, really fun conversation. And I'm going to be talking to James Islington, so I want to make sure I'm talking to more authors. I'm enjoying just the benefit I get of asking authors to come on the channel and they're saying yes. It's really exciting for me because I think back like 2-3 years ago, so I was still getting ghosted when I'd ask any of these authors to come on the channel. So that's really exciting. I think me and Man Carrying Thing are going to be getting together for something soon. That's really exciting because Man Carrying Thing, I feel like that guy is an inspiration to booktubers everywhere because booktubers aren't supposed to blow up like he did. They really just don't, especially when most of his content is shorts, but I feel like some of his long form stuff is really good. Guys, watch his Wheel of Time stuff. You will pop a gasket laughing at it. But it's just an exciting time for me to feel like I've got the respect of my peers that are willing to come on the channel and talk to me, and now I'm getting responses from authors and stuff that I just never thought that I would get when I first started this channel. So it's just been a fun, growing time for the channel, and I'm excited to be a part of this. It's been a lot of fun getting to connect with a lot of you, and I hope that this still feels like a place you are feeling very, very welcome to be, because I do value each and every one of you. If I can't find the time to talk individually each one of you, I'm sorry. I do my best. But I hope you'll jump on the Discord maybe and try to hit me up there maybe if you feel like you're not getting a response from me in the comments. I promise you guys, I've had some people tell me lately they feel like I've been ignoring them on Instagram or something. Guys, I get so many messages on Instagram and Twitter that I can't check them all because I get a lot of spam on there as well. And a lot of those messages go straight to the filter as Instagram and Twitter are trying to cut down on bots. They think everything is a bot now, and it's spam. So I promise you guys, I'm not ignoring you. I don't think I'm above talking to my audience. Obviously not. That's why I started this, was to be able to talk to you guys, and I hope that does continue to shine through, not just in the month of June, but going forward on the channel. So guys, I'd love to know, what was your favorite book that you read in the month of June? Did you read any of these? Do you want to read any of these? Hey, what was the best video you think I put out this month? What was the worst video? I'm not above it. I'd love to hear feedback on these things. So drop in the comments, guys, and let me know, and I will talk to you there.